Hello and welcome to the analysis of Some New Perspectives by Tiang. The title has this adjective some, which shows uncertainty, references the multitude of ideas as not definitive. New contrasts with old. Is it new for him or new for the reader, these perspectives? Race, language, religion, birthplace. These definitive categories are listed through cumulative listing. The order is important as it seems to start with the macro and zoom in to the micro from most important to least important. This emphatic statement, do not satisfy, uses high modality language, and there's enjambment through the colon used to elaborate. The caesura, after birthplace, is a pause created to emphasize the list and the importance of this next statement. The categories do not satisfy. The ambiguous pronoun of they refers to the categories or the society who created these categories. Say is a reference to voice, and there's inclusive language here, you and me, drawing the poet and the readers together as one. The rhetorical question here posed is about the limitations of the categories. Space and silence presented as the new different categories. The word silences has negative connotations, the identities that are not acknowledged in having these categories. The comma creates a pause which references the idea of the judgments that are occurring in the mind in between the questions. Not always negative. I am more or less than your images. There's this tonal shift here from the previous stanza with lower modality. More or less than your images. Images is a reference to vision. Words create imagery. There are stereotyped judgments that go on with images. High modality of always contrasts with the word partly. The truth is always partly, a few hints here and there. This leaves the reader to insert their own verb and references the idea of impartial or partial, which means favouring one side in a dispute over the other. This contrasts with the definition of truth. Personal definition of vast identities hints through image, speech, and manner. People are more and less than the categories they invoke. That's how it is. Conceptual smithereens in spurts and starts, a worldview, the 20th century's ours. There's a definitive statement here, that's how it is, that the pause shows that the explanation is forthcoming. In formal diction and imagery, there's references here, conceptual smithereens, an explosion, smithereens, really small pieces created by the thought process developing identity categories. The explosion also shows destruction, a hint about how damage is caused when categorizing others. The alliterative idiomatic reference in spurts and starts references what it means to keep happening and then stop again. It shows the irregular progress of changing identities and perspectives. There's cumulative listing here, a worldview, the 20th century's ours, of differing perspectives on identity, offering the reader to become part of a group who are learning to hold a different perspective. This also creates a sense of inevitability, as one person must work with the society, the world they have helped to create.